Ken, what are you hoping to bring to Dallas with your past as a coordinator and kind of a new spot here for you?
I think anytime you come into a new situation and a new group of coaches and a staff that Shai's done a great job putting together, you just try to bring your past experiences, your value, another set of eyes within the realm of what we want to do systematically. And I think Shai's laid that out very clearly to everybody. And that's what I'm excited about. There's a very clear direction, a very clear vision. There's no, it's black and white. There's no gray. And when you have that as a coach, it's very easy for you to say, okay, here's how I can help.
Can you elaborate on that direction, vision that Shadi has for this offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think like you talked about early on, we're going to be a team that's going to run the football and be able to utilize that as a strength for us, and then utilize our guys and be able to adjust our system based off of our guys' strengths. And I think that's very important in offensive football, because in the age of free agency, draft, and everything, you don't want to pass up on good players that can help you win, because he doesn't fit this or that. If we can adjust and bring in, and utilize the players we have and utilize them in that way, and then whenever we add those pieces, to be able to utilize and maximize them.
Coach, I'm sorry, Calvin Watkins.
No, yeah, good.
How do you evaluate quarterbacks who might not want to work out the combine and say, well, the tape is, how much do you look into that?
I think that's a great question. Nowadays, fortunately, you get to see these guys make a lot of throws, and whenever you can work them out individually, one-on-one and whatnot, to be able to see them make the throws within your system and maybe some of the different throws they didn't make in college is very valuable. For the guys that work out on the combine, a lot of times they'll do a pro day, they'll do individual workouts and things like that. And those are just as invaluable, because you get to see a wide variety of different throws, short, intermediate, downfield, everything like that. And a lot of times at those pro days, you can request some throws and things like that at the end, if there's something you want to see, and that's valuable as well. The film obviously is huge, and hopefully you could get as much off of that as possible. But whenever you could get your hands on, that's obviously a big thing.
Skyler Dixon with the Associated
Hey,
Press. You've got some experience at the higher levels of coaching staffs. How has that experience shaped you, and how does that experience help you here? How does that help you with the staff here?
You learn a lot, and you learn with every experience, and I've been very fortunate to be in some of those positions where, putting together the offense or coming in and making some tweaks to a already existing offense and those types of things. So I think that helps me in terms of just some of those big picture things. I'm not locked into one specific, hey, it's got to be this way, or it's got to be that way. Been fortunate to be in some different systems and things like that to be able to kind of adjust the thought process in terms of what we're doing and what we could do well, and how to attack a defense to help us win games.
Coaching is a tough business. Guys bounce around.
Yeah.
Why do you think you work out the last two jobs?
I think those are unfortunately just kind of the way it goes sometimes, and obviously last year just didn't win enough games, and that's the way it is. I think we were able to do a lot of good things and kind of bring some things to the table in the pass game and things like that. But at the end of the day, we gotta be able to win football games, and when you don't, then there's always those possibilities things happen. And it's a tough business, and sometimes I always equate it like this. And in life, you're gonna get knocked down. You're going to get punched in the gut. It's how you get back up and keep swinging, keep fighting. And that's the approach I always want to take, good, bad, or indifferent, whatever happened.
Being on, obviously you were in Cleveland last year, Buffalo before, and other places, but what did you know about the Cowboys? What were your perception of the Cowboys before, from the outside looking in, and what do you see now?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think outside looking in, obviously you see the roster that's put together and the playmakers that we have, obviously Dak and the line and just some of the physicality that we have up front and those types of things. So you see a lot of those tools and a lot of those different playmakers and things like that, and how the system and things have evolved over time, and just the players that have brought in, because I think everybody here has done a great job of filling back in the holes of rosters when you do lose those important pieces, which happens over time. So I think it's an exciting group from the outside looking in, and I think that's why it's such an appealing job. And then obviously it being one of the most premier franchises in the league, to be able to coach here and coach in the stadium and coach in the facility with walking in the footsteps of some of the great people who have been here, that's very exciting.
I got up here a little bit late.
No worries.
If you
Yeah.
just had to describe kind of what your job title is and
Yeah.
like what your job will be this year, how would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm helping out with the offense, obviously, in general, and I'll be able to kind of go where needed in terms of helping out position groups and things like that. So it's something that I'm going to be able to help a lot with, tying the pass game with the run game and just some of the pass concepts and things like that. But it's I think more of a big picture role, more so than a specific, one lane type deal.
Did you have a partnership with Shotty at all? Or?
So we haven't worked together, but just known each other for a long time through coaching and a lot of times coaching the same position and that type of thing, a lot of mutual friends. So gotten to know Shai really well over the years, but haven't had the opportunity to coach together.
Did that come up as a topic throughout the interview process, and like just your assessment or overview?
No, not during my process. Not a lot of conversations about specifics in that regard. Some of the, just kind of looking at some of the big picture things and that type of thing. And in the interview process was more, more what that was. Yeah.
You've coached Josh Allen in Buffalo a couple years ago, now coming in and coaching Dak. Kind of how do you see Dak Prescott as a player given some of the other guys you've coached in the past?
I mean, obviously he's got a tremendous skill set. He can make all the throws, that you can ask for, whether it's short, intermediate, inside the numbers, outside the numbers, anticipating, having to drive it through a window, having to layer it over the top. He can make all those throws and has shown it. Obviously, he's got tremendous experience in this league. And for a quarterback position, the more reps you get in the game, the more you're reacting instead of thinking. It's just it's a natural reaction. You could play faster and faster and faster. And hey, I'm seeing this concept. All right, I know it's this coverage, and I just kind of know this is where the ball's going to go. So I think there you see that evolution in his game, and he's being able to play so fast and make those good decisions. And I think that's going to be a key for us to continue to get him as comfortable as possible and utilize our weapons and let him continue to grow with his comfort within the system.